Hello, Redlow friends. Welcome back to another episode of Hello, Redlow. I'm your host, Terry Mullen, and I'm so happy you're here. If you're new here, welcome. Redlow is older. I'm older, and perhaps you are too. I show up here each week trying to make a difference in our lives by stepping forward one step at a time, helping us navigate these life transitions, overcome obstacles, and rediscover who we are now in this season of life with confidence. So sit back, listen in, and let's step forward. The mountains are calling, and I must go. This quote was written in a letter from John Muir to his sister back in 1873. And although the quote itself is part of a longer thought, on its own, it has become iconic, especially for those of us that are nature lovers and outdoor enthusiasts. John Muir himself was a naturalist, a wanderlust, a sojourner, and a writer, most notably known for his writing about his love of adventure, nature, and the wild, and how it all interconnected. Although his travels took him many places, it was the California Sierra Nevadas and Yosemite that truly captured his heart. In 1868, he walked across the San Joaquin Valley through high-waisted wildflowers and into the high country for the very first time. Later, he went on to write that it seemed to him that the Sierra Nevadas should not be called the Nevadas at all, but rather a range of light, because to him it was the most beautiful chain of mountains he had ever seen. It's March, and today, where I live, I look up to see a beautiful bright blue sky, palm trees, and currently a 365-degree of snow-covered California mountains. It honestly takes my breath away. It is spectacular. My creative mind takes it in. My spirit breathes and comes alive. And I don't know about you, but nature just soothes me and calms me. And the mountains, well, they make me feel safe. They remind me I am home, and my spirit connects to them. As I walk each morning, as I did today, I thank God for the beauty that surrounds me, the bright blue sky, the palm trees, and now these spectacular snow-capped mountains. And as I watch the weather change over the past few weeks, with the impending cold weather, the dark gray clouds that hovered over the mountains with the falling snow nearby, to see what I see today with this bright sky and the snow-capped mountains, it made me pause and think about the different seasons of our own life and the changes we experience, especially midlife, and our journey through it. What does it mean to be in this great time of transition, personally, professionally, and spiritually? For some of us, this can be a time of reevaluating our priorities and seeking new experiences. By now, if you're like me, you've raised your kids, you've had a profession or two or more, and now you may be at this place where you want a new adventure, a change, a shift and pivot. You want to try something new. You're no longer attached to one place, and you have a sense of freedom. And freedom is my word for 2023. One way to manifest this freedom or this sense of freedom is to be a midlife sojourner, someone who sees this season of life as a temporary stay and travels through it, seeking adventure and not being tethered to people, places, or things. This can be just a metaphor, or it can mean actually physically taking that action. How does it make you feel when I say these words? Midlife sojourner. What comes to mind? Traveler, wanderer, passerby. To pass through, a journey. To be in a place for a short period of time. A season of life, a season of rest. Well, I woke up thinking about this today. The word sojourn popped in my mind. And periodically, these moments happen to me. And when they do, I pay attention to that prompting in my spirit and follow the breadcrumbs of curiosity. What is that prompting, I ask myself? How does this apply to me? How does this apply to midlife women? Am I feeling restless once again? Am I feeling stagnant, or are things feeling stagnant? Do I need a new adventure? Well, I got curious and I Googled it all, and I did a deeper dive into the word sojourn, which is why I've landed right here talking about it behind this microphone today. Kind of fun, right? To sojourn means a temporary stay. The thesaurus says it's a stopover, rest, stay, tarry, and linger. I think of sojourning through time and space as season of time and seasons of our life. For me, to sojourn through midlife means taking a journey through the specific age and season of time, recognizing that life is not static and that there's still plenty of time to explore new horizons. It's also about embracing the idea that life is a journey and that our path can take unexpected twists and turns at any time, as we all have learned by now, right? But for me, it also means passing through this season of life and being open to new experiences and challenges, even if they seem daunting at first. It also means stepping forward and stepping into new shoes of courage, confidence, tenacity, fun and flexibility, and being less afraid. And I talk about these shoes in my book, Step Forward. And as I shared on my latest podcast, it's definitely letting go of what was and being open to what lies ahead and stepping forward and towards it. For some of you, to sojourn through midlife might mean resting and slowing down and wandering through nature and spending time with those you love. For others, it might mean taking on a new career or a new experience, doing something like cooking or painting or gardening. It might mean going back to school. If you're like me, it might mean pursuing a lifelong dream and passion of writing a book and then landing right here behind this microphone on this podcast, sharing my midlife thoughts, celebrations, and struggles as I contemplate and help each one of us step forward one step at a time. For others, sojourning through midlife might mean embarking on an actual physical adventure, like walking the Camino de Santiago, hiking the Appalachian Trail, or the Pacific Crest Trail, or adventuring through the Sierras, or climbing a mountain like Mount Whitney. I've only done shorter hikes and trails like the one I've mentioned in my book that I did with my friend in Hawaii. But I have several friends who've actually done these hikes and even hiked Mount Whitney. Brave, courageous, adventurous, right? They've all told me that they've received incredible rewards, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. To sojourn through those experiences and adventures were incredible growth journeys for them in so many ways. To sojourn through midlife can also mean to explore new cultures and places, either through travel or by immersing yourself in a completely new community. But nonetheless, it is trying something new and being open to new experiences and new adventures and passing through them. As we sojourn through this midlife, I believe that one of the key benefits is the opportunity for personal growth and self-discovery, which is also where I've been. It's a great time to step out of our comfort zone and try these new challenges. And when we do, we learn so much about ourselves, not only what we're capable of, but what we like, and more importantly, what we don't like. And then we can take all that we've learned along our paths, our journey, both the messy and the magnificent, and share it with others, which is why I wrote my book. It's our journey, our hard things, and they give us incredible insight and a new perspective on life. It's here that we gain greater appreciation, not only for the world around us, but for humanity. And finally, if you choose to be a real-life midlife sojourner, perhaps it means moving from place to place. Although there may be some logistical and financial hurdles to overcome and plan as you embark on a new adventure, ultimately the rewards can far outweigh the risks. I now know several midlife people personally who are creating these adventures for themselves, moving from place to place, doing Airbnbs for several months at a time in really fun and exciting places, just to have that adventure and enjoy their life and not be static. Now that seems like a whole lot of fun to me. How about you? In conclusion, as I sip my coffee and you sip yours, it is my hope that you see your life as an adventure, that you allow yourself the opportunity to sojourn through this midlife, moving about and embracing the idea that life is a journey. I too am learning that there is so much more to explore and discover, not only about ourselves, but this beautiful world around us. And whether you pack up and physically do this, or you gently and quietly pass through this season of time and this season of your life, it's about stepping forward and allowing yourself to be free to enjoy the things and the people who fill your life with love and joy. It's trying new things, experiencing personal growth and self-discovery, and gaining a new appreciation for the world around you. So that's Coffee Talk for today. As I sit here and sip my coffee, it's something to think about. In closing, I want to read a poem by Connie Markham Wong called Sojourn Through Time. Season of mists and mellow fruitfulness in opulent hues that color our lives as we age and journey through changing circumstances with obstacles that crop up unforeseen and so unexpectedly that we are caught off guard, relying on instinct to help us cope, never suspecting that these changes are lessons to help us grow spiritually, emotionally, and intellectually. How we respond to these life changes shapes our reality in the divergent paths we assume on our journey toward reaching our goals, as understanding ourselves is the key to happiness. God's purpose for us, whether realized or not, is to help us grow through experiences as we are tethered to the divine by an invisible cord, immaculate and pure within His sight. We are free to make our own decisions, inspired by love, which will elevate our spirits or hate our demise. It's our choice. Whether you are a real-life sojourner or this is a metaphor for where you are now in this season of life, you are seen, you are heard, you are loved, and you belong. Let's step forward. Let's step forward and continue to sojourn through time, one step at a time. God bless.